We made it. We made it. We made it. Man. Let's go. We finally did it. We finally here, everybody. After about almost, man, I remember the last time I bought this up here. I think it was 3 years ago. I think 3 years ago I bought this up that I wanted to start this podcast and yeah, I think we just, I guess sometimes I always put excuses. I think that's everybody. We want to do something and we always put an excuse up like, yeah, let's try it, and then you kind of come with an idea, but then you don't really execute it. But I finally did it. So let's go. I'm so happy, man. For you guys that don't know me, man, my name is Jeffrey. I'm from a small town with a bunch of farm animals and a bunch of land in Lynn, Massachusetts. I'm kidding. Lynn is a city. I'm from the city of Lynn. I'm a city boy. And I'm here with my beautiful wife today.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allison. Pleasure to be here with you.
Let's go, babe. Do you remember when I first thought about this idea?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever think I was actually going to do it?
Yes, I know you would do it.
Eventually. I mean, I thought about it for a while, and it's kind of nerve-wracking type doing this, you know what I mean? Because you're like, man, everybody's going to hear you and this and that, but I don't know. I'm excited about it. I want people to kind of understand my ideas a lot, so
yeah,
I want to go into my head.
It's good that you actually said what you said earlier about how, sometimes we say we're going to do stuff and we don't actually go through, and that's so true because typically with things that we're truly passionate about, we tend to put it off, and because we have work, we have life, we have other stuff, and hey, I think this is going to motivate a lot of people. Motivates me and things that I should be doing.
I hope so, yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're realizing, man, I want to do something and I haven't done it, man, I motivate you. Just take the chance. Just jump on it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it didn't work. But you'll never really know unless you really do it, And man, today in this episode, guys, I kind of want to let you guys know who am I. You know what I mean? Who is Jeffrey? Who is this guy? Why is this guy? Why is he important? None of that. I'm not important, first of all, but who am I? I feel like in my life I've met a lot of people. I've had the privilege to be in a lot of different areas and a lot of different places, and I've met a lot of cool people in my life. But I feel like I wonder if everybody can kind of give a different, description of me. Or who am I? You know what I mean? Hopefully it's all good. You know what I mean? Maybe some are gonna say bad things. I don't know, but some might say bad things. But let's ask you, what's up? How about you, babe? What do you think about me?
Well, first of all, you are highly important to me. I think about, all one thing I notice about you, and I think many people can relate to this if they're the firstborn or they're raised in a immigrant family, but you're that person that people go to, parents go to read the mail. You're that person that I ask for you to read the mail. So it's interesting that you kind of handle those techie stuff, all the stuff that I never want to do, and all the planning, all the travel planning. That's typically you. I think that you have a lot of different characteristics, and I think that that's what makes you so interesting and able to socialize and be hanging out with different groups of people. And it's cool because I tend to be a little bit antisocial, but you've pulled me through, and you put me in those positions where I'm talking to someone's wife or something. And if you're a girl listening to this, you know what it's like to be, hanging out with someone.
Would you say I'm perfect? No way. There's nobody perfect. You can't even think about it. I'm glad. You know what? I'm flattered that you even thought about it. But no, absolutely nobody's perfect in this. And I think in a lot of relationships right now nowadays, I think a lot of people can say that too, right? That usually the guy's the one. Well, I'm not gonna say a bunch of them because I'm sure a lot of them, the girls, are the ones doing all the.
No, there's definitely girls. I spoke to a girl actually recently, and she was telling me how she relates to you because she's the one who does all the travel planning. And I'm like, oh no, I could never. Like, I'm scared to like use my card. I feel like I'll
Yeah, I know.
get identity theft or something.
And I don't know how many people can relate, but like if we're traveling, it's funny because you're just kind of like strolling around, just
Yeah.
following along, and I'm kind of like the one like looking at my phone. Where's our boarding pass? What gate are we? Which way are we going? Is it this way? Is it that way? I'm the one stressed out in TSA line, making sure all our
Yeah.
stuff are going through. Like, hey, did you bring this? Oh my, oh, when they stop you, remember that day they stopped you with the your luggage, and I'm like, oh, here we go,
Oh yeah.
like
that
what's in
is-
it? And I'm like, oh,
I am just in shock of how much Jeffrey fears TSA. Like, he gets this anxiety in the line and he swears they're going to like hurt us. And I'm like, babe,
yeah.
like, no.
So
like,
that's something you
let
guys
me
should know
take
about
my
me.
time.
I'm not diagnosed with this, but I think I have some type of claustrophobia, legit. And like I hate TSA. I hate the fact they make me take off my shoes. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. And it's just that pressure of like everybody waiting there. Like what if if I lose my luggage or I don't know. But I hate TSA. I feel like I have what is it?
I don't know.
Whatever they call that
anxiety.
that phobia of just like being so tight with a bunch of people. And then you got people trying to cut you, and they're like, "Bro."
No, and then some TSAs are super mean too.
Yeah.
Like we got, lucky. Some of them are so sweet. I think the sweetest like people we experienced TSA with was on our way back from California, actually, from LA. And
Oh
they
yeah,
were-
people in LA
oh
were
my
actually
gosh,
pretty
it was
nice.
so nice. And like they were like talking to
Yeah.
us. They were chilling. Like everywhere else.
Shout out to all my people from California. If you're
Yeah.
from California and hearing this, listen, we went to California, and look, would I live in California?
I would.
I personally wouldn't. I don't see
I would
myself in
absolutely
California.
live there.
I would not be able to live there. I think it's nothing with it exactly. It was just kind of a little too big for me, and like I don't know, it just wasn't it. But the people are nice. The people are nice, and it is true. We did meet like the nicest people. Like TSA, the people were just so nice. It was like kind of scary to be honest with you, but then again, it wasn't that full. So I can imagine if it was like filled that day, like there was a lot of people, then it probably wouldn't have been that way. But yeah, I guess that is kind of me, right? I guess that's something you guys should know about me, So there's a bunch of people around me. I don't mind it, but I'll probably go more quiet and more like.
And it's also
alert.
like the military in you, right? Like it's just that having being on the lookout, trying to see how many people are in
Yeah.
a room.
Yeah.
Like I'm just clueless. And it's actually a bad thing actually, because when I'm by myself, I learned that I have to be on the lookout
Yeah.
when I'm on my own, because I'm just a woman by myself, vulnerable. But when I'm with you, I feel protected, and it's like I like learned how much.
But I
weight
think
that had on
honestly,
you.
like I feel like everybody should be like that. I mean, it just sucks because kind of the
Absolutely.
world we live in. You know what I mean? But everybody should always be like
yeah.
looking around on their toes, like
Yeah,
because you never
absolutely.
know. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, like even here coming home, driving home one day, we had that one incident where it was kind of weird. So it's always
Yeah.
like I think that's always been like my thing, just kind of like I don't know. It's like you see so many shootings go around, and you're like, man, I'm just here now. And next thing you know, something totally like random can happen. So I
Yeah.
tell everybody, like wherever you go, I tell my family members, I'm like, hey, listen, wherever you go, just watch what you're doing, look around, and be that person, right? Like always understanding, like where's the exit gonna be? I go to movie
Yeah.
theaters, and I'm like, okay, where's our exit in case there's a fire or something? Like which way am I gonna go out? I think it's just something I've always been like that. I don't know. Have I always been like that?
But makes me wonder why you won't let me get a pepper spray.
I don't know what pepper spray gonna do. I'm gonna get we're gonna get more than that, but we'll have a conversation about that soon. But yeah, that's kind of we want to get into that. Who am I? And listen, I have a lot of views on a lot of things. Something I do want you guys to know about me is that, listen, I'm not a perfect guy. I'm definitely not perfect, and I have a lot of mistakes, and I probably have a lot of things that I probably have to work on, and that's the plain truth, and I'm being honest with you guys. But I am a God-fearing man. You know what I mean? I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in God. Well, how do you believe in something that you can't see? It's faith. It's a faith thing for those asking, for those wondering. And before you say, "Oh man, this guy's talking about God, let me change this podcast," don't do it. Don't. I'm not here to Bible beat you and try to make you believe in God or whatnot. But it's just me. You know what I mean? I've had my own experiences, which is why I tell myself that I'm a God-fearing man, and I think that's just something that everybody should know. is that, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we beat ourselves up when we do a lot of bad things, and sometimes we continue to do bad decisions that we don't want to do, and we beat ourselves up about it. And I want people to understand that it's kind of like, because I've had people tell me, "Yo, Jeff, why are you always so happy? Like, why are you always trying to like always so positive?" And sometimes you go through so many things in life. Why do you seem so positive and happy about things? And I just see, honestly, in my personal way, I see it as like, man, everything that you go through in this life, it's to mold you. It's to
Yeah.
make you into something better. It's to make you like to pass that season of your life and make you see like, man, I got better things for you. You know what I mean? And no, you could do it on yourself and think, but no, I believe that we were created in this world for more. You know, at the end of the day, you live life and you die. I guess I just don't want to live life knowing that at the end of the road, that's it. There was nothing. It's just blank space. No, I like to think that there might be more out there. And if I'm wrong at the end of the day, well, I lose nothing, right? I don't lose nothing, right? But let's say there is, and I don't really believe, and I don't think, then like, man, what do I miss out on in the end? And it's a whole thing, I mean, there's gonna be conversations that we'll have about this topic or whatnot. But that's definitely, I want something that I will want people to know about me, is that I am a God fearing man. And am I gonna be perfect because of that? What do you think?
No, absolutely
Nah,
not.
we're not. We're not gonna be perfect then, but we strive to be better and do better. And that's just something about me. Another thing about me is like, listen, I'm not really a mean person. Why do I say that?
Mm.
Well, I'm not. I'm not. Look, a lot of people, when I first met them, they're like, man, why you? When I first met you, you had a serious face. You had a serious face. You were always so angry. And I'm like, dude, I'm really not. What? Like, sometimes I just have that RBF, like
Yeah.
legit. Like I just have that face that like people like
Yes,
don't
you
want to
do.
approach. And I'm like, man, I'm not like that. I'm actually like real fun to be around. And I'm not gonna lie. Do I judge sometimes people? Like I'm like, oh man, who's this? I get it. I guess. You know what I mean? But I'm really not. I really like to meet all type of
I think
people.
you read people oftentimes.
I think that's a gift. I think I have that gift. I listen. I think I have that gift. I don't
mean,
know.
most of the time, it's really weird how accurate you are. So I don't know. You gotta teach me those.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I
techniques.
can read like the body language from people, and I try to like play it off like that. There's no way that person is like that. Excuse me. But then it turns out like, oh man, I was right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe God, he blessed me with that gift, man. But I'll continue to search if that is it. But I'm actually a real like nice person, and I really do have a big heart, you know what I mean. But it's one of those things. Is like I don't like to be kind of like stabbed in the back. I don't, and I don't think nobody does. Like
Yeah.
anybody listening to me, if you guys like getting stabbed in the back, let me know if that's true. Like hit me up in my DMs. And, yeah, hey man, I like being stabbed in the back. Like that's just kind of, but I don't think nobody does. I think everybody likes to be like truthful and everything. And sometimes we try to be truthful, I guess, you know what I mean? But sometimes for the benefit of the other person, we kind of try like not to be like, there's so many situations that we get ourselves into sometimes where you
Yeah.
don't want to be truthful and all that. And I guess it's what we work on, right? And that's kind of like, I wonder if other people think like that. Do they think like that? Or am I the only one that kind of thinks like, oh yeah, be truthful only in some occasions?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like that. I think everybody kind of knows where to be truthful and whatnot, but I try to be as much as I can. I try to be as real as I can with everybody. I try to like connect with. I just try to connect with a lot of people. That's kind of I am. I guess I can say I'm a people's person. I think you're probably total opposite.
I think so.
I think you like being with people, but I don't know. For me, I think it's just more. What do you think? Do you think that's true or not? I don't know.
I like people that I feel comfortable around
Yeah.
versus I feel like you like people that you feel comfortable around, but they also challenge you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it makes it fun for you for some
It's
reason.
weird, right?
But for me, I like to just have a pretty chill vibe.
Yeah. So yeah, so if you see me anywhere, don't feel bad to approach me. Like trust me, I don't bite. I don't bite. I mean, I'm pretty fun, approachable, so I am actually a good person. I mean, like sometimes I feel like I have too big of a heart. I don't know who relates to that sometimes, because sometimes you feel like you can do too much, and then it's like, oh man, but why the people just gonna like kind of do me dirty or not really like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I've learned. I guess I've learned a lot of forgiveness. You know what I mean? Because sometimes with past life stuff, you kind of like don't want to forgive nobody, and you want to live with that. But you live with that grudge, and that's the worst thing someone can do is live with something
Yeah.
in their lives for so many years. Like, how do you get it? Like, it's hard. It's hard to live like that. But those things that you go through in life in the past, if you don't kind of accept them or confront them, they do affect you in the future, and you do a lot of things,
Absolutely.
and you do a lot of things differently. But so yeah, I mean I say that's me. And in case you guys are wondering, I'm my nationality. I'm from Portugal or just kidding. I'm from a beautiful. Well, my parents are from there. I like to say from there because my blood, my lineage from there. But we're from El Salvador, and you're from.
Oh, okay, get ready for this.
Here we go.
I am Mexican, Guatemalan, Honduran.
Nah, those are the three.
And that's it. Well, my parents are from there. Obviously, I was born here, born and raised,
Yeah, same.
Massachusetts.
So yeah, my parents are from El Salvador. Which shout out El Salvador, shout out that amazing president that they got going right now. Which I don't mean to get out of topic, but I guess they're having elections in El Salvador and all that right now, and it's crazy like how like there's so many people still trying to go against him after all these kind of good things that he's done. But I guess people might know something I don't, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there's people that actually live there that know something I don't. And I would love to hear from those people that actually live there and are experiencing the negative effects of what Nayib Bukele is doing. So,
Yeah.
Nayib, if you're hearing this, un saludito ahí para nuestro presidente Nayib. So, yeah, I can speak Spanish too. So, I'm from El Salvador. I speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, you try to speak Spanish a lot, and it's no te luce like.
Nah, nah. What you mean? Nah, it's just it depends who I'm with.
No, it's just sometimes it's too Salvadorian.
No.
And
My
I'm
Spanish.
Like, you know what?
Listen,
just stop.
from you guys listening, let me know if you can relate to this. My Spanish depends with the group of people that I'm with. Like if I'm with Guatemalans, I got a certain type of Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm with Salvadorans, I got a certain type of Spanish. If I'm with Dominicans, I got a certain,
Yeah.
If I'm Puerto Rican, papi, ya tengo todo. You know what I mean? Like I got a little for everybody, you know.
Oh yeah, and quote unquote, you also like to speak Portuguese, which by the way is not Portuguese at all. It's just your Spanish with a little bit of an accent. And I'm like, that's not Portuguese.
Eu não falo português. I mean, that's the only thing I know to say. Is I don't speak Portuguese. Nah, I mean it. Listen, I would love to learn languages. I think that's an amazing thing to do. But it's just hard. But at least I'm blessed to have Spanish. It does help me a lot, and especially nowadays. Sometimes it goes to your benefit, and sometimes it doesn't, right? Because at work is like, man. Listen to my Spanish community, man. I love you guys, but sometimes the Spanish people could be the hardest people to deal with. Tell me I'm wrong. If you worked retail, sometimes the Spanish people are like the hardest people to deal with.
They always want to deal or something.
Huh? I don't know if they always want to deal, but it's always ¿dónde está el descuentito?
Exactly.
Where's the little discount at? No. And it's like, listen, I love my Spanish people, man, but sometimes they could be the hardest. And if you worked in it, you know what I mean? If you worked in that field, you understand that. But yeah, it's not. But then obviously, because I say that because I work, so I'm like the only Spanish speaking person.
Yeah, so they use
So it's
you
like,
to translate.
Chef, we need you, and it's like, oh, here we go. And then I get up there, I'm like, and sometimes I get up there and the guy speaks Portuguese. I'm like, he's not even speaking Spanish.
Yeah, I heard of that.
So like, how do I don't even understand this guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's different. But yeah, I speak Spanish. From El Salvador, and yeah, and man, there's so much more about me that I want everybody to know, and like my ideas on things. I guess I want to say they're a little extreme. I don't want to say super extreme. You know what I mean? But it's really how I feel. And sometimes when I put my mind to something, I'm very passionate about it, and I really want to believe it that way. And I'm open to people understanding. Like if someone says, Jeff, why don't look at it this way because it's so. And then I am open to those things, to understanding those things. You know what I mean? But then if my thing kind of makes sense, I want people to understand my side of the thing, my side of the stories. And I'm like I said, I'm open to a lot of people's things, and I think that's just something that's always been me. I've always tried to be in a lot of situations, honestly, in my life, I think I've put myself in like kind of the back the back end of things. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys don't know me, I like to do like live sound. Shout out to my brother Gyro too, by the way. Man's taught me a lot, and but I've I like to do kind of a lot of live sound, and so but that's kind of like in the backstage of things, right? I do this in a way. I'm saying this in a way of like, my leadership was shown there, but it's kind of a leadership that you don't see. It's kind of behind closed doors. But it's just something about me. It's always wanted to be a leader in a lot of things, and I'm kind of feel like this era, it's gonna push me with this podcast. Hopefully, it pushes me towards that a greater leadership role,
Yeah.
especially in growing as well. But definitely a bigger leadership role where I can reach a lot of people and help them understand a lot of things in life. In a right way with things that make sense. Because I'm not just gonna throw crazy. I don't want to just throw crazy ideas out there. And I'll have people on here where we can like share those crazy ideas, but it's coming to that understanding of in life right now with all the situations going on around the world, with simple things, with a simple like characteristic that we go through. How can I use that to my benefit? So that's kind of what I want to push towards in this podcast. Is it gonna be hard, easy? I don't know, and I don't care. I'm really doing it just for fun, honestly. I want to get crazy. I want to talk. Am I gonna get in trouble about it? I don't know. Pastor. I love my pastor. He might hear it one day. And he's like, "Oh, Jeff, come to my office. We gotta talk about this." No, but it's. I'm trying to do it in the most positive, respectful way I can. Pero si se sale algo, se sale algo. You know what I mean? Like something. it's just sometimes it happens, and the more we go through with it, the more comfortable we'll be. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the next show, man. I'm excited for you guys to kind of understand what goes on in this not even big brain, this little brain of mine. What goes on in this little brain of mine, and we can nitpick and see certain things, and you guys can hear my crazy stories because I got some.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some good stories. What would you say? Would you say I got some crazy stories?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nah,
I don't know
you
if you're
saying
gonna-
it like it wasn't, but
I
there
don't
is.
know. I don't know if you want to share all your crazy stories. It's my more
Man,
of
nah,
my hesitation.
We're gonna see it's tough, but we're gonna share them. Everybody's gonna hear everything. I promise you guys. You guys are gonna get some crazy stories that I've been through in my life. But now
They make you, so why
they
not, right?
they've all molded me to this point of my life. So I mean, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Absolutely, I'm excited.
You nervous? It's gonna be crazy.
I'm excited for what's to come for sure.
Well,
Stay tuned, everybody.
yes.
I know we got some exciting stories coming up, and
Yes.
you know,
Everybody stay
Okay.
tuned. I love you all. Thank you for the support. Thank you to everybody that's decided to tune in and listen. And like I said, you have suggestions, you want to be on, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to have you on here. I'm more than happy to share experiences with you guys. I know there's a lot of people that we probably have some experiences, and we could talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like me, you want to talk about it. We could talk about it. You can call in.
I'll be calling in on
Yeah.
some days then.
So
I'm just
definitely,
kidding.
guys, I love you all. Let's hope that this goes the best way it could possibly can. You guys are amazing. Don't forget, you guys can hear this on Apple Music, Spotify. It'll be on. Thank you so much, guys. We did it after 3 years, but we're finally here. See you later, everybody.